How's it going, everybody? This is Rob of Novakast back with another video. We'll be talking more about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And oh boy, if you guys didn't like that shithead Walker before as Captain America, you're more likely not going to like him even more. And it came to my attention apparently that this guy is apparently a villain character, or at least, soon to be villain character. At least for the MCU. But anywho, so we continue with the story, or at least kind of with a flashback. By the way, spoilers. Where Bucky is still in Wakanda. I said it wrong, I apologize. With one of the Royal Guard who helps him go through his the stuff he was going through, or the brainwashing, by saying the code word that would have activated him as the Winter Soldier. She says the code word, and I guess with everything that they've been trying to do for him, he finally is free from Hydra's control. The code word does not work on him whatsoever, and he can go live his life being a free man. Going forward, we have interaction, or a quick interaction with him and that same Royal Guard who want Zemo, and Bucky tries to, or at least is able to convince them to let them use Zemo for a short period of time in order to find the terrorist group, or the leader of the Flag Smashers. And sure enough, they agree to this. And Falcon, or Sam, Bucky, and Zemo go around trying to find any information on where this character will be. Sure enough, they're able to Zemo, who kind of keeps the information to himself, is able to find where the leader is going to be at, which is at a funeral for somebody who apparently was, one, a refugee, two, kind of like a mother figure to this character. So they proceed to go to the funeral. Walker and his buddy are there as well, and they want to just, or at least Walker anyway, wants to just barge in, but Sam convinces them to give him 10 minutes to talk to the individual and maybe get them to stand down, or at least stop what they're doing. Sure enough, I'm gonna say this, I had a feeling that this was going to go wrong. Especially with how we've seen this Walker character getting riled up, with any situation. I saw this going wrong, or at least Walker fucking it up. Sure enough, that's what ends up happening. At first, it seems like Sam is able to talk this character down. I think the character's name was Maria. I have to look it up again. No, sorry. It's Carly. So Sam is able to talk down Carly, and not waiting the 10 minutes, Walker, Bucky, and Walker's friend, or at least his partner, barge in, again, before the 10 minutes are up, to give Sam time to talk to this individual, and proceeds to cause problems for everybody. They lose Carly, and the whole mission is a flop. Well, actually, to make matters worse, Zemo escapes, is able to shoot down, or at least not kill, but shoot Carly, injuring her, and is able to grab, or at least, have the last serums or vials of super soldier serum, by which Zemo proceeds to break every single vial, destroying it, until he's knocked out by Walker with the shield. And to make matters even worse, it turns out there's one last vial. Walker grabs it, then tucks it into his pocket, and proceeds to not tell anybody about it. They all reconvene at where Sam, Bucky, and Zemo were staying. Walker and his buddy, which I think was Isaiah, I think that's who it was. I could be wrong. But anyways, different guy. that's not Battlestar. I know he had a different name, but I was thinking of, I got mixed up between Isaiah and, because I'm looking at the casting. No, the guy that plays Battlestar. They all like reconvene in where Bucky, Sam, and Zemo were staying, and to make matters good, because right now Walker's pissed off that the whole thing was a flop, even though he was the one that fucked it up. And to make matters even worse than that, because it just keeps getting worse and worse, the Royal Guard show up because time's up and they want Zemo. Captain America tries to step on their shoes, or at least tries to I mean, did I say Captain America? I meant Walker. I don't want to call him Captain America. He's a douchebag. But anyways, Walker proceeds to try to, be buddy-buddy with the Royal Guard, which they put him in his place. Because I think they know who the real Captain America was. So yeah, they put him in his place. Like, no joke, this was like a shameful, like, adult spanking or beatdown. And I fucking loved it. I really fucking hate this character. He really, really deserved this fucking beatdown. But as all the characters are fighting, Zemo sneaks into the bathroom and escapes. So now the Royal Guard are going after Zemo. Same goes for Sam and Bucky. But also trying to find Carly. Carly, who apparently contacts Sam's sister, threatens her, and tells her that she wants to meet Sam at a location of her choosing, by which they oblige, or at least to an extent, because she wanted to meet Sam alone, but Sam goes with Bucky. And I guess at the same time, Walker and Battlestar proceed to, I guess, track down Sam. Now, but by the way, before this confrontation, there's a moment between Walker and Battlestar where they talk about, like, what if they took the super serum, and it was actually something really interesting, because they were talking about, what would you do with it? Like would you be a better person? Like, something that the guy, I think Battlestar says, which was interesting. He's like, I mean, if anything, when it comes down to the super serum, it only amplifies what's already there. Which got me thinking, it's like, okay, one, I feel like this is the opposite of what the doctor was saying when he came to, or at least discussing the serum. Which in the show, Battlestar mentions how the serum only amplifies what's already there, whereas the doctor from Dr. Erskine, I believe it was, from Captain America's First Avenger, talks about how, a good man or a man of power who only knows power will abuse it, is the opposite of a person who didn't have power to begin with, but wants to do something good with it. At least, I guess that was the explanation, which it's interesting. Because, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, you have a character like Walker who's, seen power, or at least have been able to extinguish some sort of recognition, and will ultimately see what he does with it. And to an extent, I think it's like kind of like what happened with Carly too. I mean, somebody who clearly had no position of power, but wanted to try to do some good with it, though doing good for the wrong reasons, or with using the wrong methods, I guess you could say. So, but anyways, going forward, we have Carly, meeting up with Sam and Bucky. Walker and Battlestar show up, who, by the way, we're tracking Sam once again. Whole battle ensues. Only during this battle, Walker seems a bit stronger. And I like this one interaction where they're fighting Walker, and one of the Flag Smashers is like, oh shit, realizing, oh wait, he might have taken the serum. And to an extent, Sam sees a little bit of this. In fact, Sam clearly asks him, what do you do? And during the whole climax, there's a couple moments where we get to see a couple shots reminiscent to like the last Captain America films, which were kind of cool. But again, I'm not a big fan of it, considering, again, what's his name is a douche. So, anywho, the episode ends with Carly once again escaping, or at least in a crowd where she sees what is about to transpire to one of her friends. One of the flag smashers gets knocked down, and in a very dark turn, we have Walker proceeding to take the shield, which, by the way, is kind of reminiscent to what happened in Civil War when Cap smashes Iron Man's helmet, as well as the chest piece, or the arc reactor for the chest piece for the Iron Man suit. Proceeds to smash the shield into the flag smasher, and everybody watches in horror as Walker does this, and proceeds to put the shield back on, completely covered in the blood of the newly deceased flag smasher. And the reason he did this, by the way, because I forgot to mention it, the reason he did this was because they killed Battlestar. He went on a full rage and proceeded to murder another individual, kind of going like an eye for an eye deal, because he wants to find Carly and more likely kill her. So it begs the question now, going forward, what are Sam and Bucky going to have to do now that they got a juiced up asshole that more likely is going to tarnish the name Captain America? But anywho, we'll probably see that in the next episode. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I've talked enough about it. What are your thoughts on this episode? Love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys haven't seen the episode, please check it out. With that, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.